Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Flor, and welcome to the Transcript.
This week, the Transcript explores the believability of fake news,
Catches up with the Northampton High School track team,
and gets student reactions to the Super Bowl.
Hi, I'm Nell Sanders, and this is Tell It Like It Is, where all things controversial are covered. This week I teamed up with Levi Sivian on the topic of fake news in the media. Unfortunately, the fake news epidemic has gained attention in the past few years, especially in relation to the 2016 presidential election. Misinformation and fake scandals are also common on social media platforms such as Facebook. False information damages trust in reliable news sources, spreads overall deceit to the public, and negatively impacts politics. So, Levi and I wanted to know how aware our peers were of false news and decided to play a game of two truths and a lie with NHS students. Rather than two truths, we have two real news stories and one fake news story. The student has to guess which story is fake. Here are the three stories. Number 1. The Philippine president was recently quoted as saying he wants to be to drug addicts what Hitler was to Jews. The prisons are currently struggling with overcrowding issues. Number 2. On Donald Trump's recent trip to Russia, he and the Russian government came up with an agreement to cooperate together on the Syrian crisis. Number 3. In India, the government recently devalued the two highest value rupees, which accounted for 86% of the currency in circulation. The government rushed new bills to banks and ATMs, but the lines got so long that the country entered a crisis. So take a moment to figure out which one is fake. And here's what NHS students thought.
I feel like I have to say the first one. I mean, yeah, the other one seemed pretty realistic.
I'm going to go with the third one. Seems a little not possible for a leader to do. I'm going with Trump going to Russia.
I'm going to have to go with the third one.
The one about the currency, I think.
Yeah, same.
I want to say the second one is fake.
Trump didn't go to Russia. I know Duarte actually said that about Hitler, and I know India, people are at the ATMs and they can only take out like $40 at a time. So,
Where do you guys get your news from?
Definitely social media and the news app on my phone.
I get mine from my phone, the little news app that I guess comes on the phone.
I watch the news every single morning at like 6 o'clock, so yeah.
Like the BuzzFeed and Cosmopolitan things on Snapchat. And then on the updates, on my phone in the news section.
Definitely a lot of BuzzFeed, occasionally the Gazette, my mom. The Gazette, like I read that a lot, like the World section, and then the CNN like section of Snapchat.
CNN, New York Times, everything Trump hates.
I get my news off of Facebook.
Number 2 was the false story. Again, I'm Nell Sanders, and this was Tell It Like It Is.
Hi, I'm Connor McClendon. Welcome to Hamped Up. Y'all ready for this? Last Friday, both the boys and girls indoor track teams took home first place at the PVAC Indoor Track Championships. This week, I talked to 3 seniors about running in the final season of their high school careers and their plans to run in the future.
In indoor track, I run the 300 and the 600, and I usually run the relays as well, the 4x2 and 4x4.
All right, so the relay team, obviously very dominant. You won by a mile in your meet against Longmeadow on senior night. So can you talk a little bit about that team and how far you've come this season?
We didn't really expect to run as well as we did. We just kind of wanted to throw three guys out there and then give Higgins the baton and see what happened. It was unexpected, but it worked because there was no obstruction with the handoffs. Having Nick lead off worked pretty well for that.
You have the sweatshirt on. You're going to be running at Brandeis next year, so are you excited for that?
I am excited.
What did you like about their program?
The coaches are really, really good. The head coach there is a former Olympian, so she really clearly knows what she's doing, and I'm excited to learn because I think the training plan is going to be new, different, and probably pretty beneficial.
I run the 600, and I'm also a high jumper, and then I'm on the 4x8 and 4x4 relays. I'm mostly a 600 runner in the winter, but I do love high jump. It's sort of like the fun event I get to do. It was great to end on a win with Longmeadow. That was exciting because that means that we are tied for league champs, so that's great going into postseason. It's kind of crazy thinking that it's coming to an end.
You're going to Tufts to run track next fall, so are you excited for that?
Yeah, I'm really excited. As you get to being like a senior, it's hard to have the motivation without upperclassmen ahead to push you, so it's really nice to be going into a place where I'll definitely have that motivation and new coaches.
I run mid-distance, though I do a lot of distance training, so mostly I race the 1,000 meter, but I also do run the 1 mile and the 4x800 relay. I do the 1,000 most often and just had a PR in that, so that was very exciting.
But what is it like knowing that your high school track career is kind of coming to a close?
It's definitely bittersweet, and I'll really miss the team, but I'm looking forward to continuing to run in college. And it's been really nice this year to be able to take on a leadership role on the team.
Last week, the wrestling team had their senior night here at the William Fiker Gymnasium. Seniors Jesse Evers and Alex Munier won their bouts and the loss to Westfield. Evers had to battle through a bloody nose to earn the victory in his bout. The boys' basketball team is playoff bound, and they will have a home game tonight against West Springfield. The girls' team is also headed to the playoffs, and Lorraine Jowensen needs just one more point to reach 1,000 for her career. NHS senior Lily Etlinger was named to first team All-Western Mass for Division II girls swimming. Nick Whitcomb and Quinn Norton-Smith each took home 2 victories for the boys' swimming team at the Western Mass Championships. Finally, the East Hampton ice hockey team beat Turners Falls 6-3 in their final home game on Wednesday night.
Last week, millions of Americans across the country witnessed history as the New England Patriots triumphed over the Atlanta Falcons in a 34-28 overtime win in Super Bowl 51. The matchup has already cemented its legacy as arguably one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. The Transcript spoke to NHS students to get their reaction to the game.
Super Bowl 51 is underway.
Let's go, baby. Hey, let's lock and load it!
This is going to be interesting to see how Josh McDaniels wants to attack this young, inexperienced defense, 25th overall in the NFL this season.
Brady a play fake, in trouble and sack, and it's Courtney Upshaw.
Oh, definitely a comeback. And you kind of knew it was going to happen because with Brady, you can never count him out. So
I never really lost faith in Tom because he's a GOAT, but
Yeah, but what do you mean you never really lost faith in Tom? Did he ever really have faith to begin with in Tom?
I have faith in Tommy, seriously.
I really thought at halftime that the Falcons had it in the bag, but then you remember Tom Brady.
Trailing by 25 points in the third quarter, the Patriots went to work, chipping away at Atlanta's considerable lead.
Let's go now! Let's start showing some fight! Come on now, let's go! You gotta play harder! You gotta play tougher, harder, tougher, everything!
either Edelman's catch, which was just insane, or, I mean, obviously White's touchdown just to win it was so, like, relieving and sweet.
Them to go into overtime, considering how much of a lead Atlanta had in the first half of the game and even like the third quarter. So it was really unexpected, but I don't know, Tom's just the greatest, so you can't really underestimate him, you know?
With 7 Super Bowl appearances and 5 wins in 15 years, the Patriots enter 2017 as one of the most winningest franchises in sports. Tom Brady will look to extend his Hall of Fame stats and further cement himself as one of the best, if not the best, quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Flora and I are helping to form a new resource group here at NHS, the Peer Advisory League, or PAL for short.
We will be reaching out to freshman classes in an effort to strengthen the school community.
Support students with academic and personal issues,
and encourage students to access the resources offered by NHS. The group looks forward to meeting and helping you.
Thanks for watching. Check out nhstechnology.org for previous episodes.